I'm sure you guys have heard already about the trade with Robbie Anderson. We traded him to the Arizona Cardinals. I spoke with Robbie today, had a good conversation with him, wished him well, and he's excited about his new opportunity, and I'm sure he's going to go out there and do well. And with that, I'll take your questions in regards to the game, and then also proceeding to this week's game.
Given the good conversation that you guys had this trade not gone down, would this have been something that you guys could have patched up after yesterday?
I don't want to really allude to anything beyond that. Once again, I wished him well. He's excited about his opportunity, and I know he's going to go out there and do a great job.
Steve, you mentioned something after the game yesterday about chemistry being important. Are there times when you have a player, in this case Robbie, where you've got to make a move, or you and Scott do, for the betterment of the team?
As I stated the other day, I don't think anyone is bigger than the program. Anyone is bigger than what we're trying to get done here, including myself. So everybody, as I mentioned before, it's about an act of a champion. Everybody being accountable, committed, and building that trust with one another. So it's not really one situation that I can really pinpoint. I just want everybody buying in.
Given the passing game, the way the production, the numbers are obviously pretty small. How do you then go into this week and prepare to kind of sling it a little bit more, or potentially push the ball more downfield?
I think every week is different based off who you're playing and what they've shown you on tape. So we're going to take advantage of every opportunity to be able to push the ball down the field. We're going to take advantage of every opportunity, every look that we have to be able to run the football. So our game plan will be predicated off what we've seen on tape.
Piggybacking off of that, going into halftime with 3 timeouts in your back pocket, not really giving the offense a chance, knowing the Rams got the ball before at the beginning of the second half. Can you talk about that decision? What went into that?
I don't want to use your choice of words saying not giving the offense a chance. I felt at that time I just didn't want to be aggressive. When you look at really Stafford, who is a Super Bowl quarterback, he threw a pick 6, going into halftime, and had an opportunity for another one that Shaq got his hands on. So it's not the mere fact of being conservative. It's the mere fact that based off, I felt where we were at that time in the game, we're at a good place, and I just wanted to get in the locker room and try to regroup.
After the game, you mentioned third down being an issue. After watching tape, why do you think that continues to be a problem for the team?
Well, this week, and I think each week is different, but this week on defensively, it was tackling. They got the ball on the perimeter quick. You're looking at 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13. We got to get off the field. They ran, inside zone draw play on one of those things, and you look at CJ came up earlier, made a great tackle. He just missed that one. So we got to do a better job of tackling this week. And then offensively right here is just really finishing and executing. We put ourselves in a great position because we created positive yardage on 1st and 2nd down. So therefore we lived in 3rd and short, which is where you want to be. We just got to execute.
Steve, what do you know about who's going to be available to play quarterback this week and which way you're leaning right now?
Well, right now we don't know anything, Darren, until we get the injury report tomorrow. So I'm gonna hold my thoughts in regards to that until I actually know, because I want to be able to give you guys an intelligent answer. So once I figure that out on Wednesday, I'll let you guys know.
He's planning to activate Sam from IR on Wednesday?
Sam should be coming up, and looking forward to him to get back on the field and see exactly where he is right now in his progression, and then we'll go from there.
Once you activate him, Steve, obviously you have that 21-day window. You think that'll start this week, and what's your confidence level that he could be ready this week to play?
It's hard to say, Joe, just from a standpoint I haven't seen him. So got a lot of confidence in him as an individual and as a player, but by being off for so long, you don't know exactly how he's going to return. So I'm waiting to see, and I'll be able to give you an answer on later in the week.
To clarify though, are you opening up the practice window by you're saying he's going to be out?
I'm hoping to, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Steve, who will replace Robbie in the starting lineup?
We'll wait and see how practice goes this week. Chenault's coming back, so I'm excited about him, getting back to work this week. When you look at all the guys, Higgins, Shai's doing a great job, and then also Terrence Marshall. So we'll see exactly how things pan out.
Steve, regardless who's playing quarterback, when you look at yesterday's game, I mean, do you feel like, I know you said you wanted to help PJ out a little bit, take some things off his plate. Were there times you wish you would have been maybe a little more aggressive, giving him more chances to make some plays?
Well, I'm definitely, Darren, I'm never going to sit here and second guess myself, even in regards to not being aggressive right before the half and not taking the timeouts, because I had a plan and a vision what I expected. So, no, not at all. When you look at their front and what we were going against, my thought process was trying to really get the ball out quick and get it out on the perimeter. I will say our offensive line did a great job. Once we found ourselves getting behind 2 scores and really having the opportunity to drop back, we did a great job protecting. So I was pleased to see that.
Steve, any concern that this might trigger other players to be traded going forward here with you guys?
I would tell you this: I am very happy and pleased with the players that we have on this team, and looking forward to continue this journey with these guys. So I'm not really entertaining any thoughts about trades.
Along those lines, Steve, I mean, Dave told us last week that you were going to be considered for this head coaching job. I know you want to do what's best for the Panthers, but also yourself. Have you been given any assurances by Dave and or Scott that it's not going to be just a series of trades here coming out from under you?
Well, I will say this: the conversations are very fluent between us, and we're all on the same page for us trying to talk and create clarity. And right now, once again, we're very pleased with the guys that we have.
How do you think Al handled week 1 as calling plays?
I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a real good job, as well as McAdoo. The one thing that we have to do, again, is just really execute. We got to tackle better. I think the players will tell you that. And when we get teams in the 3rd and long, we got to get off the field. When you look at what we did in the first half, we had 78 yards rushing. Time of possession was pretty much even. So we did what we wanted to do for us, trying to shrink the game and get that offense off the field. What happened in the second half is that we didn't convert on 3rd down, nor did we get off the field, and all of a sudden the time of possession got lopsided there. So again, our nemesis has been 3rd down, and the focus this week is to make sure that we correct that.
What have you seen from Icky on tape over the last 2 weeks?
Say that one more time.
What have you seen on tape from Icky over the last 2 weeks?
I'm sorry, I can't get that name.
Icky.
Okay, yeah. Icky's doing a great job. It's not too big for him. We knew that from day one, and that's the reason why we drafted him. If you look at some of the things that he's doing in the pass game, which is his really forte, he comes off the ball, does a great job maintaining his blocks, get to the 2nd level, and I think he's steady improving each and every week in the pass game.
Steve, when Baker is healthy, is he the starting quarterback?
Darren, I can't give you that answer, but I can tell you right now, those guys are going to compete at that position just as well as other positions, see exactly who goes out there on Sunday.
Steve, did you meet with the team since Robbie's trade, and if so, what was your message to them, with him gone, just them talking about it?
Well, number one, we wish Robbie, well, and I told them about the trade, and that he and I spoke this morning, and we want Robbie to excel and do well. But I also pointed out to the players that, it's about acting as a champion, about being accountable, at that great level of commitment and really building that trust and believing in the process. I gave an example of DJ Moore, who I feel like is probably one of the best receivers in this league. His numbers have shown that. Didn't get the touches that he probably wanted yesterday, but if you really study and watch the tape, his blocking was phenomenal, outstanding. And, that's tough for a receiver, to buy in and do, and because he really wants the ball. So we want guys that are going to be accountable, guys that are committed, and most importantly, guys that we can trust.
How do you manage that? I mean, you've been around the league for a while. These guys, playmakers, want to have the ball in their hands. When they're not getting that and not being able to get in a rhythm, how do you?
Well, I think what you have to do in my opinion, you have to really show them the bigger picture. And yes, it's I want my touches. We want them to have their touches because once again, as you just stated, all right, they're a great football player and they're going to go out and make plays. But we also got to understand that we got to spread it out throughout, and we got to do what's best for the team. So it's just really trying to get them to buy into the overall picture and understand that it's not about the individual, it's about us.
What did you think of how the rotation in the running back group worked out? Foreman and Schuber got a little bit more touches early on. Do you think that kind of helped you early on in that first half, being able to kind of switch up personnel?
It does. It always changes up your rhythm, a little bit with, Christian being a guy that can go inside the tackle as well as outside. Foreman is a guy as well as Schubert down the hill, a bruiser, in my opinion, that's really going to create that positive yardage that you want. So I think moving forward, it gives us a mix so we can really control the pace of the game.
Steve, what did you see out of Jacob Eason, and is he a guy that could be considered to be in the mix?
I think they're all considered to be in the mix, particularly, with some of the injuries that we have. I told him on the plane I was very pleased how he went in and played with poise, and really took the team down and put us in a situation where we had an opportunity to be able to score. That's one of the things that I commended the guys about today is that, there was no quit in us. You saw that in Christian. I don't know if you really paid attention, but Shai came down the left side and really was trying to make a block down the field. So our effort is phenomenal. We got to continue to press because I feel like we're real close and really trying to, get that first win to turn this thing around.
Steve, do you see any similarities in the NFC South between this year and 2014? Is that anything you preach to the players?
Yes, it is, and it's something that we somewhat talked about a little bit today. I like to really stay in the moment, as I was talking about win today. But the next 4 games, we have an opportunity, and it's 3 of them. It's going to be divisional opponents out of the next 4. So starting with Tampa Bay, so we got a great opportunity to really get ourselves right back in the mix. And I think Cincinnati is somewhere in between that. So we're right there.
What do you learn from that experience from Ron or the rest of the staff about keeping players' hopes alive?
Well, I think number one is just that, taking it one day at a time, really trying to take care of the things that we have to take care of first, which is really Tampa Bay this week, and understanding exactly where everybody else is within the division. It definitely gives us hope, and it is a lot of similarities to that particular year that you mentioned.
Steve, understand something? So you guys worked out Baker right on Friday, and then you got the MRI and realized he had more damage. Why work him out before you knew what the MRI was?
Well, it's 2 things, and it's not any discredit to the medical staff here at all. Because we went through the process. We wanted to try to give him another MRI, and it just came back and showed that the damage on the ligament was still there. But a testament to Baker, he just, as I stated before, he's a very tough and physical guy. And when you would have seen the workout, if you were there, you would have probably came back and said, I can't believe that the MRI showed up this way. So we just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and not really trying to force the issue once we realize that there was still damage there.
What's the timeline with him?
It's tough to say. So it's just really day to day, week to week.
And then, Steve, are you still committed to Ben as an offensive play caller?
Of course I am. Definitely committed to Ben as well as Al. I think, once again, we executed the game plan that I felt like we needed in that particular game. I know there's going to be some questions about, trying to open it up a little bit more and take more shots down the field. I think that's going to come, but we got to make sure that we pick and choose our times when we do that.
Steve, out of all those guys on defense that are dealing with injuries, are there certain ones that you're particularly optimistic about playing this week?
Not right now. I'm hoping that we get mostly all of them back, starting with JC, Frankie. So if we get those 2 guys back, it definitely is a boost to our defense.
Is PJ Walker your expected quarterback going into week? Is PJ Walker your expected quarterback going into week 7?
It's tough to say. He cleared concussion protocol, He's still dealing with a little bit of soreness in his neck, so we'll see exactly where he is, and most importantly, just the progression of practice this week. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.